Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. I've had bearing buddies on my trailer for several years and they have kept the bearings in great condition. Well, let me show you what they are, how they work, and why you should consider adding these to your rolling stock. Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. I love it when we're able to find great solutions and pass them on to you. We're not in the business of pitching product, but when we find a product that's well made and solves a problem that is common to many, then we're anxious to help get the word out. And such is the case with the Bearing Buddy. Now, how these work, as you're probably aware, on a trailer, whether it's a tandem axle, triple axle, or a standard single axle for a utility trailer, you have an axle, a spindle, bearings, a hub assembly that all has a ring bearing setup that's packed in grease with a grease cap applied to the outside as a typical arrangement. And this works pretty well if you keep them maintained. Grease can dry out and contaminants can get in there, but the number one enemy is water that gets in, and this is especially true for boating trailers. As a matter of fact, Bearing Buddy was invented after the inventor of this observed a lot of boat trailers off the side of the road leading from boating destinations where there had been boating failure. And after seeing it enough times, he thought, something's going on here. And here's what it is. When you are rolling down the highway, and let's say it's for quite a duration, the bearings in there and the spindles and the hub all get quite hot. But that's their job. They're rated for that. And if they're greased correctly, no problem. But nonetheless, they reach an operating temperature that is pretty scorchy. Now, let's suppose it's a boating trailer. You back up to the marina, you go down the boating ramp, and you plunge the trailer into cold water with hot hubs. Well, you've got thermal contraction issues, and right away, negative pressure, a vacuum, is created inside the bearing space, and even the back bearing plate and all that gaps slightly, and water is usually siphoned in slightly inside the bearing space. What happens then, as you leave the marina the following day or later on, that water is still in there. Now that water is pulverizing the grease, and that emulsifies the grease, kills its effectiveness, and essentially gets it out of the way. Therefore, it's no longer there available to lubricate. You end up with overheated bearings and bearing failure. So what to do? Well, the Bearing Buddy solves that problem. All right, let's get these out of the package here, and we're going to show you some key elements in this and how these work. So, pretty easy to open the Okay, what you have here, this is the grease fitting end that faces outside of the hub. This end is what's put into the hub assembly and pounded in. And then this cavity is filled with grease, keeping everything inside there greased. And while it's doing it, because of the spring setup, you can see a diagonal spring in there, it's exerting about 3 psi of positive pressure, keeping out water and contaminants that are trying to sneak into the bearing space behind here. So that's how they work. Now, let's look at a couple of different things you need to know. One, these are pounded in, and we'll show you that. They're tapped in, and we'll show you that in a moment. You need to get exactly the right size. There are also thread versions for some trailers that have a thread, but this is simply put in pressure, and it has to be exactly the right size. Before going and see how to determine the correct size, notice that these units also come with what's called the Bearing Buddy bra. After you grease this up, there's not a lot of grease here. It's being injected back here, but grease will work out. Temperature, you're rotating a tire. This bra slips over, keeps everything clean, and it makes it easy from time to time to take this off, put in a couple pumps of grease to keep everything in good condition. Now, before we talk about installing, get the right size, let's talk about whether or not your trailer is a good candidate for installation of one of these. Well, these units are available in a wide amount of sizes for various hubs for utility and boat trailers. But the first thing you need to do before you would ever install one of these is to check the condition of the bearings. Of course, if it's a new trailer and installing this right away, that's good. But if you've had the trailer for a while, it's worth pulling the castle nut, pulling the tire off along with the bearing, inspecting the bearing to make sure it's not damaged, pitted, rusted, that it's in good condition. If it's not, or the rear seal is in poor condition, just replace all of that so you have a like new or new components on the spindle, and now it's time to go ahead and put these in, and you'll end up with a unit that lasts for a long time. Now, how do you size these? Well, first of all, do not use a tape measure or a ruler to try to determine the space where this is going to go in. What you need to use is a caliper and measure either the inside diameter of the hub where this will fit in, or a secondary way that's not as accurate but will work is to use the caliper to measure the outside diameter of the dust cap. If you're going to do that on the dust cap, take several readings around it, because dust caps can get distorted and throw off your reading. So get a true reading by taking several hits around the circumference of the dust cap. One way or another, you want to be very, very precise. And the reason is these are pressure fit. And if they are loose a little bit, you risk throwing these off in use with just normal road vibration. If they are the correct size, they'll stay in as long as, and this is important to know, keep your tires in good condition as well, properly inflated at the right operating, and they generally, if they're a true trailer tire, are going to operate at higher PSI ranges, somewhere around 45 PSI to 60, 65 PSI. They're meant to carry more pressure to carry a bigger load. But keep those inflated correctly and make sure they're balanced as well, because if you've got severe vibration coming and it's being transmitted to the center of where everything's radiating from, it can shake one of these right out. So protect your investment. You'll be glad you did, and maintaining the tires. Now, let's look at see how you measure this one to confirm the size it is, and see the cool labeling system or model number system Bearing Buddy has come up with. All right, so here we have my digital caliper right here. These are available all over the place, and they're worth having them in your toolbox. But right now I'm going to hit it to, you can see that we're off a little bit at the 0 setting. So see the 0 button, I'm going to hit the 0. I'm now set at 0. And then let's just do this. We're going to go to this end of the Bearing Buddy. And let me show you that very quickly. Not the grease fitting end, not where the zerk is. This end is what we're going to measure right there where the step down is. So if I take this and I rotate this out, and I put the points right there, I'm getting 1783 or 17, let's see, right around there, 848. Yeah, it kind of bounces around a few thousandths, okay? And I can put it down below, but you can see we're right at that 17, 84, 83, 81, right around there, okay? Now, notice that the model number of these is the reading of the outside in that caliper reading. So that's in inches of 1.781. You could see that we were just a couple hundredths off. We're reading like 82, 83, 84, but very, very close. So if I get the caliper reading of the hub on my trailer and it hits right in this range, I get that model number and I can be assured of a good fit. As you can see here, Bearing Buddy comes in a variety of sizes. There's those readouts we were just talking about. And one that I want to point out is the A designation. When there's an A in this particular model, that actually has a pressure ring, a visual ring around the outside that lets you know that there is pressurized grease inside. If you see that ring shrink in, it means it's time to add some grease. You can just simply take the bra off, pump in a little bit until that expands back out, and keep the bearings lubricated and in good shape. All right, so this is how to properly install one of the bearing buddies. After you have checked the condition of the bearings and the grease and everything, the components, the rear seal, if they're all in good condition and you're ready to install and you have gotten the right size using a caliper, then what you're going to do is make sure the insert area, the indent around the sleeve of the hub, is clear of any debris or foreign objects, sand, grit, that sort of thing. You're going to take the bearing buddy, place it into the opening, and either using a rubber mallet, you can tap it in directly on, but I prefer to use a block of wood on the top of it and then tap it in kind of back and forth around the edges until the whole unit is down against its shoulders. Doesn't matter if you can read it or whatever, it's just firmly set. Now at that point, you can go ahead and grease it up, and I would put 3 or 4 pumps at a time in there until you feel the pressure in it and the backup and the pressure in your grease gun. And as we grease it, I can feel the back pressure. And then once we're done with the greasing, you can go ahead and install the bra over it, and everything is kept in great condition. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grease these up. As you can see, these dudes have been on my trailer for quite some time, serving well, positive pressure, but you see some grease does work out, and that's why you wanna put one of the bras on it. We're gonna go ahead and grease it up. I'm gonna use this grease gun. By the way, if you're interested in this grease gun, check out the link above. This is Lock and Lube's pistol grip with the grip on the top here, and it is a great gun. So all I'm gonna do is put it on the Zerk right there. It holds on, and I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 pumps of grease. And now I've got positive grease pressure in there. Grease, use an automotive style grease, and we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Now, I would typically put the bra on right here. However, this is for another size that I'll be using off here. I have some others I'll be getting for this one to protect that. But the next step would be to cover this whole end, just to stop this from slinging grease. And meanwhile, as we said, keep the tires in good condition as well. They'll serve you better that way. All right, I'm gonna go over and do the other side. All right, let's just put that right there, let it grip on. And you can see right there, needs some grease because there's not much pressure behind it. So I'm gonna pump that up. All right, and now we have lots of good grease in there. That'll hold on for a long time. All right, you can get these online. You can get them at well-stocked boat supply or trailer supply stores, online retailers like eTrailer, Amazon, or you can go directly to bearingbuddy.com and get them right there. They're well made. Now, something else you should know very quickly, and that is these are available in stainless steel instead of chrome plated steel. Where would you use those? If you're using your boat a lot and it's going to be in the water, now the water of lot, stainless steel. If you're a marine boater that goes to seawater, salt water anywhere, or your boat and trailer are stored where there's a lot of salt air, use the stainless steel. You'll be glad you did. Well, if you like what you saw here, check out this video where we show you how to back a trailer, an intuitive system, what that trailer's doing, and what you need to be doing in the cab to back it flawlessly every time. Until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay from dirtfarmerjay.com.